Thank you. As Mary said, I'm not a poet. I'm a storyteller, and I'm a performing artist. But tonight I'm going to do a blend of two poems. Ego Tripping by Tasaki Shange, and Phenomenal Woman, yes, by Dr. Maya Angelou. Yes. For you, Mary. Who do I think I am? I'm a beautiful black woman. Born in the Congo, I walked to the Fertile Crescent and built the Sphinx. I designed a pyramid so tough that a star that only glows every 100 years falls into its center, giving divine and perfect light. I'm bad. I sat on the throne drinking nectar with Allah. Got hot, sent an ice age to Europe to cool my thirst. My oldest daughter is Nefertiti, and the tears from my birth pains created the Nile. I am a beautiful black woman, gazed on the forest and burned out the Sahara Desert, and with a packet of goat's meat and a change of clothes, I crossed it in 2 hours, because I'm a gazelle so swift you can't catch me. For a birthday present, when he was just 3, I gave my son Hannibal an elephant. He gave me Rome for Mother's Day. My strength flows ever on. My son Noah built the ark, and I stood proudly at the helm. And as we sailed on a soft summer's day, I turned myself into myself and was Jesus. Men intone my loving name. All praises, because I am the one who would say, I sow diamonds in my backyard. My bowels deliver uranium. The hair from my head, thin and gold, lay across 3 continents. I am so perfect, so ethereal, so surreal, I cannot be comprehended. I mean, I can fly like a bird in the sky. I can fly. I cannot be comprehended. Who am I? I'm a beautiful black woman. Phenomenal. Oh, phenomenal woman. That's me. You know, pretty women wonder where my secrets lie. I mean, I'm not cute or even built to suit the fashion model size. But when I try to tell them, do you know what they think I'm telling lies? I say it's the reach in my arm, the span of my hips, the stride in my step, and the curl in my lips. 'Cause I am woman phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. I mean, I walk into a room just as cool as can be, and to a man, honey, the fellows stand or fall down on their knees. And then they just swarm around me like a hive of honeybees. I say it's the fire in my eyes, the flash in my teeth, the swing in my waist, and the woo, joy. 'Cause I am woman, phenomenal woman, that's me. So, now, stand while my head's not bowed, while I don't shout or have to jump about or even have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. Cause it's the click in my heels, the rise in my wrist, the palm of my hand, and you see, I am one phenomenal woman. See? And married.
Of course, and I'm going to work on it, and I don't know what it's going to look like in the final draft, but thank you for being here. I've wanted to put my eyes on you. And I don't know, did the other brother come?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you're the one. Okay. Got it. I was wondering who he was. All right. So, for Mary. You better learn how to improvise. You ain't got time to wash the dishes, sweep the floor, feed the dogs. Now is the time to dance. Everyone must dance on this floor. It's your birthday being imprinted in the depths of our longing. We want what you want. A free world, a world with unbounded kindness. Why not compose our poems in the midst of our friends? Invite the whole world to dance. Sing the blues, sing the fuchsias. Did we make a pact, Mary, to get here in this world at the same time? So at least one other person that wanted to live for love would not look so weird when we confessed money isn't everything. In my heart, I adopted you. I remember the first time I realized that you were really beyond the categories of race and gender that I'd been taught. Those hazel eyes. So I will give you this brother heart. I will give you these stars and these moons, these sparkling snowfalls. We all need you, the poet who knows the earth's pulse, loves its peoples, dances like starlight on the onyx leaves of night trees. We all need the memoir of your victory. We want to go with you every step. I think I'm going to leave it there. But thank you.
Carlos, when Tracy was saying that I was an honorary sister, or maybe an honorary sister, he was sitting behind me and he's like, "She's not honorary, she's the real thing." You know, I have to tell you that the only time I ever had a death threat was when I went on the radio, and it was right around Martin Luther King Day, and I was getting ready to play a set of music that was blues that was written about Martin Luther King. And I said, you know, when I was a little girl, I grew up with the Klan, and I went to a school where black people weren't allowed to spend the night in the town. It was called a sundown town, right? That's what they call them now. And I went to school there, and I was harassed every single day. And we did not have a television because my parents thought that was evil. Although racism wasn't, but you know, and lots of other things. But anyway, But my dad was a sucker. If somebody came around, a traveling salesperson came around with something, if he had money in his pocket, he would buy it. So he bought a subscription to Look and Life magazine. And this was during the Civil Rights Movement. I was just a little girl, and I would open these Look and Life magazines and see the Bull Connor with shooting, the cannons at the people, water cannons, and all the horrible things, and the bridge to Selma and all of that. And I would read the words of Dr. King, and I would read what was going on, and I used to think to myself, they don't even know this little Japanese girl exists, but they're fighting for me. And every time I hear a speech by Dr. King, I cry. I can't help it because it reminds me of the hope that the Civil Rights Movement gave me in RD2, Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. And so in a way, I mean, I don't pretend to be an African American, I don't, but I do understand oppression and racism, and I've always felt a strong affinity for African American people. In fact, my ex, I don't know if she's still here in the room. Yeah, she is. She always says we were switched at birth because she's a 5th degree black belt in Kung Fu, and the first African American woman in the history of that martial art, by the way. And so she's a master. And her great-grandmother was born in the Mississippi Delta and sang blues and jazz with the likes of Papa Earl Hines and all this. And my ancestors were samurai. So it's kind of hilarious. She said, no, we were switched at birth. You should have had, the Delta great-grandmother, and I should have been, the one from samurai lineage. Courtney, stand up so everybody can say hello and like give your thoughts. Okay, so let's see. We have this poet shaved her head during the beginning of the Iraq War. I was in the air between here and San Francisco because I was providing workshops for the National Federation of Community Broadcasters. And when we landed, it was me and the program director at the time from KUNM. And when we landed, they said, the taxi driver who was taking us to San Francisco said, have you heard they started the bomb? I don't know if it's good news or bad news to you, but they started bombing Iraq. And I said, oh my God, no, that's terrible news, And I was so sad that they actually did that. And when I got to the conference, I kept wanting to go out in the streets, but I had to do the workshops and everything. And finally, my workshops were done, and I heard a thunder coming down the street. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't want Bush's war. And I went back. I just went out in the street. I said, that's it. I'm out here. And while I was out there, I thought, we need to reclaim our power. We protested this in every inhabited continent. I mean, we tried to preemptively stop this war. And they did it anyway. And I said, I'm going to shave my head. And I'm going to express my grief. And I sent out an email, because we didn't have Facebook in those days. And I sent out an email, and Valerie was one of the people who responded and said, yes, I will shave my head with you. And we rented a theater. We called it Peace Buzz. We all shaved our heads. It was very dramatic. She and her husband both. And Chris got up there and cried. It was amazing. It was amazing. And it was broadcast on Making Contact in every English-speaking world, part of it anyway. And really a moving experience, and it re-empowered us. I felt like it did. It was just so wonderful for all these activists to come together. And anyway, Valerie was one of them, and Valerie is also a poet, and she wrote a poem, I think, for this occasion, right? Oh, it's an old one, but it fits. Hey, just like me. Please welcome Valerie Dow.
I have to preface this a little bit because when I first moved to Albuquerque, I became enamored by Silan poetry, and that's what I wanted to do. So I went all the time, and everybody was a lot younger. Some of them were in high school. So I wrote this poem. I can't believe I'm getting old. I'm called a senior citizen by some. I never thought I'd live this long. Didn't plan to live past 41 or 42 at the most. I figured I'd follow close on the path, the age my mother died. I figured I'd follow close on the path she led me down. But I'm still here, getting old. At least that's what I'm told. And that's a pity, because I still feel pretty young in my thoughts and ideas, and when I grow up, I want to be a slam poet. A kick-ass slam poet. Not afraid to say, fuck. It expresses my inside-out frustrations about how the world sucks. Well, not the world in general, but the generals that are ruining our chances for peace and trying to cut a deal, fast-track evil, their power fixed to feed while the poor go hungry, while governments and corporate prostitutes turn tricks, screwing you, screwing me in the process. This is rape, really, because I didn't consent. Did you? Do you resent it? Well, I'm pissed. I'm saying no to the disintegration of our First Amendment rights, engaging in my freedom of speech exercise behind this microphone, expressing my sole reflection of reality through my own eyes. The reality is this: sending children off to war with a kiss is not my beautiful dream for this world. I imagine all nations of people willing to tell the truth and stop the killing of everything we are taught to fear. Multi-hued humans of all sizes and shapes, even wolves and bears and spiders and snakes, for God's sake, for our sake. Martin said, fear leads to hate, and the truth will set you free. You and me, if we all tell it like we see it, with integrity, we can conquer the fear and the hate. We can relate to all beings as brothers and sisters, not others. Now I realize that to hear an old woman ranting like this may seem insane, but to grow old gracefully is not why I came. To grow old quietly is not why I came. To grow old gracefully or quietly is not why I came. Failure to add my voice to all the other kick-ass slam poets would be, to put it eloquently, a fucking shame.
Thank you, Valerie. Okay, and I asked Margaret if she would read 2 more poems for us tonight, in case you missed her if you came in late. And Margaret Randall has many books out. Right now, she's just there's just coming out this 800-page anthology of Cuban writers, and she lived in Cuba for a while. She lived in Mexico City and published a literary magazine while she was there, and I'm really honored that Margaret has agreed to come and read twice tonight. That's doubly blessed. Thank you, Margaret. Margaret Randall.
I'm actually going to read one poem, and I hope that that if I have to snort again, I don't do it into the mic, but like I did the first time. Snoring's okay, okay. So this is called Not in Your Neighborhood. It's not your neighborhood at first, but a street across town where balconies of flowers become grotesque fragments, trampled, in choking dust. Another family's children maimed or dead. Another searching for shelter. Where are they? Right there. And then everywhere as the last slivers of silence disappear. Your side of the city falls. Landscape of rubble, work and school are lost, then water and food. And now you are walking with what you can carry, and every day you carry less. Direction your only friend, its destination enveloped in something you once called hope. The rest of the world, those families who still have clean rooms with televisions parsing the nightly news, sees the face of a small girl with large eyes. Her curls reach mid-thigh of the adult beside her, who is beyond the frame. They are moving north and west. You are moving, but not as fast. And the small girl with large eyes is not enough to wake a complacent world. So another picture tries. A man gently lifting the body of a dead child from the sea. In a minute, the image gets 1 million likes. Instagram attention from those who watch in warmth from rainproof homes. Tens of thousands crowd rubber dinghies or creaking boats, follow rail tracks, storm borders, escaping countries dissolving in blood and dust, carrying those who cannot walk, pushing wheelchairs, pulling carts. Few are photogenic or speak sufficient English to muster sympathy on the 6 o'clock news. As all sides fight on, countries lose the definition of country, and the thugs remain convinced they must fight harder, kill more, destroy memory along with those who live in its fragile wake. Fight to the finish is a dictate designed to make sure everything dies, even the beloved stories. 21st century paints itself in colors rent by razor wire, money demanded by those always ready to profit from misery, obscure words to be learned, new tastes to swallow, as arms reach out with woolen gloves and teddy bears. Exhaustion devours what used to fit perfectly. Most of the faces aren't engaging enough. Most of the eyes not large and round. Most of the bodies are bent, never the best camera angle. Most cannot speak English. The small girl who is still alive and the dead child's body washed ashore share a heavy load. They labor beyond their years. So I just want to say that I'm sorry that my poetry is not more uplifting. I think this is a wonderfully uplifting night, and just, Mary, you make it all possible. But that's a poem I like, so I wanted to share it. Thanks.
Thank you, Margaret. Margaret always has some great things to say. You know, that's why the United States government didn't want to allow her back in the country. She made it. Yeah. All right. I'm going to read a poem, and I hope that Zenobia will make her way up to the piano just to give me my key. if you don't mind. And then I will introduce you, and they are in for a great treat. And after Zenobia, we are going to dance. So I'm just gonna read a poem or two, and then just because I'm a poet, I can't help myself. And it's your birthday. And it's my birthday. Yeah. Let's see. I wanted to read. Okay. Well, I don't see it there. Maybe I didn't bring it. That's not cool. Oh, yes, I did. Okay. I'll read something light, since you said you're glad you're sorry your poems aren't light. So I'll read something light. And when my book was reviewed in Women's Review of Books, one of the things the reviewer said was she enjoyed my sense of humor the most. So this one is called Flat Earth White People. And this is about the family who raised me. The woman who raised me was actually my biological father's sister-in-law, and her parents met in the KKK. This is no one. So, Flat Earth White People. Mom used a lot of bleach when she washed her sheets. They came out really, really white. Salt is white. Before the dogs get to it, snow is white. Clouds are sometimes gray, but the big puffy ones are always white. I used to lie on the ground so still I thought I could feel the earth slowly turning under them. Mom's parents used to sew those sheets into robes and pointed hats because they thought they themselves were white. Thought God was white, even told me I was half white. They learned this from their ancestors who never ventured this way until the earth had finally become round for several centuries. Guess they never got real still under the clouds or in front of the mirror. Just read one more. I wrote this because I was with someone who only saw the negative in everything. And so I just had to give her a pep talk. So this is her pep talk. It's called You Are Here. Yes, others get unearned advantages. You are advantaged too. Ancestor to ancestor, goblet to goblet, poured strength to strength through generations, centuries tested, multiplied, strength to strength to strength, poured into you. That's how you squeezed into this life equipped. Yes, others get unearned accolades, but what reward is higher than that you are here? When so many times you should have died, in that dark room alone, in that dark room with someone who should have never been in charge. You are here, hearing these words, so listen well. What gold trophy glory can match the fact that you are here? Less equipped you would have died when that crazy man grabbed you in the street, when waters rose, when fevers raged, when you got that shocking news, when you were completely betrayed, when your heart was utterly broken. Not even priest or wizard could take such blood-red sorrow, paint this day in blues and turn it royal purple. You should have died. You should have died so many times, I cannot count them all. You should have died, but here you are, still here, still here, still dancing. Yeah, gratitude is one of the ways that I have survived what I've survived. in my life. I even see the good things about being in the Pilgrim Holiness Church in Near Pennsylvania with a bunch of Klans people. Because they said, oh, look, the little Jap can sing, the little Jap can preach. Let's stand her up there. And now I have no fear. I get up in front of, thousands of people. I'm fine. People backstage say, aren't you nervous? The house is sold out. And I'm like, no. So, I even see good in that, right? Yeah. All right. Would somebody mind bringing me my water? It's right behind you, Alex. I'm sorry. Okay, so my piano player got ill and left. So I'm going to sing these a cappella because I didn't rehearse these with anyone. Yeah, that's okay. Zenobia is great, but I hate to just riff off, when we haven't tried. So can you hit the D again? This song I did. I sang to myself. I used to be a gospel singer. In 1972, I toured every single day that year because it was the only way my Appalachian Pilgrim Holiness parents would let me out of the house. And, everything else was evil, Roller skating, oh, that's evil. Playing cards, oh, that's evil. The devil was everywhere. It's just he did all the fun things. So anyway, it was okay if I went on the road and sang gospel, so that's what I did. So I still feel that music. Gospel and blues, let me tell you, it's voodoo. It came from Africa, and they weren't allowed to practice their religion when they were enslaved here, and so they just incorporated it into Christianity. And so all that music, even though I don't go to church, I love that music. It helps me. It's healing. And so when I had the cancer scare where I was having one test after another, and they say, no, you don't have that kind, but you might have this kind. Oh, no, you don't have that kind, but you might have this kind. And it was driving me crazy. And so I would go around the house singing this song. So. Be not dismayed, whate'er betide, God will take care of you. Beneath His wings of love abide, God will take care of you. God will take care of you through every day or all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. And she did. Let's see, I guess I'll do this key of A. Right? Okay. I might ask you to do it again in a minute. Oh, thank you. She's so wonderful. Isn't she wonderful? This one was on Broadway, and she's playing piano for me, or hitting a note for me. I was I'm so lucky. Anyway, I don't know if she's here yet. Chandra, is she here? Chandra Marsh, friend of mine. She was, she's my handy woman too. She's cool. She comes over and fixes stuff. It's awesome. Anyway, she said to me, yeah, I have plenty of love in my heart, but I don't have any more room for another broken heart and another heartbreak. So, I thought about that because I had a heartbreak in 2015, but, I just thought about this schlucky little song and I'm going to sing it. Some say love, it is our river, all that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it is our razor, child, that leaves your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger, an endless aching need. I say love, it is our flower, child, and you, its only seed. Then there's a heart afraid of breaking that never learns to dance. It's the dream afraid of waking, that never takes a chance. It's the one who won't be taken, who cannot seem to give. And the soul afraid of dying, that never learns to live. When the night has been too lonely, and the road has been too long, and you think that love is only for the lucky and the strong, just remember in the winter, far beneath the bitter snow, lies a sea that with all the sun's love in the spring becomes the rose.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not going to take a break. See, I don't want to go after Zenobia, you know? This woman came to town, how many years ago now? 6 years ago. And I met her partner first, and then I met Zenobia, and oh my goodness. Like, we just hit it off immediately, and she's sung at every party of mine, I think. And, you know, I have yet to pay her, so, you know, put some money in the tip jar. Anyway, Zenobia won the New Mexico Music Award, Best Album of 2015.
Oh, Diane.
Mary has another request, but in between the requests, I wanted to tell a story, because those of us who kind of know Mary, just even kind of know Mary, and for those of you who really know Mary, she has a giving heart. And when I came here, you probably have heard this story before, but those of you who have not heard, when I came to New Mexico, I was broken. I was never going to sing again, and much less never write ever again. And then one Mother's Day, when it was called Church of Beethoven, Mary and her daughter Asia were reading poetry. You know how everybody's friendly there? They come, hey, how you doing? You don't even know them. Like, oh, fine, how are you? But it was amazing. This woman sat next to me and she said, tell me about yourself. And I said, well, I had a lucrative job in advertising and I was fired at 52. Could not find a job since, told I was too old. And I hit my bottom, and I lost my ability to sing, and I lost my ability to write, and I came here in New Mexico to save my life. She took a minute and she went, sounds like a resurrection. And then the hairs went up on the back of my neck. And I said, resurrection? I said, that's going to be the name of my next CD. And Gwen, my partner, sitting next to me, she goes, what CD? I said, I don't know. I just had a feeling it was going to be next. And I took this woman's name down, and I've lost it since, and I don't know if she's here or if you guys know, I think her name was not Diane. She had a nice little summer hat on. But I think she has some pearls on too. But I just tucked that away. I just said, okay, Resurrection. If and when I'm able to do a CD, it'll be called Resurrection. And then one day, Mary calls me and says, why don't you bring your band in to record your music? Is that my water right there? Oh, mine. I'm sorry. And so I was like, wow, great. So the band showed up. We recorded our stuff. And then I knew they were going to pick between the songs they could use for various shows. And then I had a dream. And it's like, why don't you call Mary and ask her if you can make a bootleg CD out of this so you can make some money for your CD. And I still couldn't believe I was going to have a CD, but Mary got permission from me to sell my music as, bootleg at the gigs. And that CD helped finance Resurrection, which is now, as she said, the CD of the year. And Gwen is executive producer because she paid the rent for those months. So you just mentioned now, I know you love gospel, and so this is the song that did win the 2014 Best Gospel Song. It's about a black woman who's a motorcyclist hired by the Army as a civilian to take important documents across the United States on her motorcycle. And I'm a biker. When I first discovered Bessie Stringfield, I was like, oh, I've got to write about this woman someday. I didn't know it'd be this soon. But the music started to come out in my sleep. It was like projectile vomiting. I'd lay my head on a pillow and I go, song. You gotta go write it down. And creative people know the biggest lie you can tell yourself is, I'll remember that in the morning. So I had a lot of sleepless months, and this is one of the songs that came out that just found its way out. So I wrote about this woman, and this is a particular night that she could not sleep in a motel because she was colored, and she slept on her motorcycle. She made friends with the proprietor who did not believe that she worked for the Army, did not believe she rode a motorcycle, and definitely did not believe she was black. But he said, I cannot rent anything to you because they might close my joint, but there's an overhang in the back where no one will find you, no one will bother you, and the rain will not wet you. And this is her song. Lord, can you hear me? I feel so lost. I know the tribulations, but at such a cost. I can feel you in the night. Know your love and all your might. Lord, this is my prayer. Please give me one more night. Lord, can you see me? I've got my faith. Sometimes I feel so empty with all I have to face. I can feel you in the night. Know your love and all your might. Lord, this is my prayer. Please give me one more night. night. Here's is my darkest fear. There's nowhere else to turn when you are standing near. I can feel you in the night. Know your love and all your might. Lord, this is my prayer. Just give me one more night. Give me one more night. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me one more night. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me one more night. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Give me one more night. Of your love, of your light, of your love, yeah. Give me one more night, yeah. Give me one more night, yeah. Thank you. I'm telling you, the idea, if I did not go to see hear the reading, I would not have met the woman. She would not have said resurrection, and the songs probably would not have come. Thank you, Mary. All right, I sing this song, but I always tell people, you know, I don't do this anymore. They're like breaking up somebody's home. Laying around home alone on a rainy night like this, starving for your love, hungry for one kiss. Every raindrop here I hear against my window pane speaks so loud and clear, Lord, Everybody, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mary. Happy birthday to you.
I thought she wanted the one called Blue. That she was one too.
Oh. Okay. I want to thank Tom Gorolnik and the Altos for hosting us. Oh my God. He's such a blessing to this community. He's Yay. Yay. Come to hear lots of shows here because he's great. And it's just great that this is provided for our community. And the work that he puts in, he just makes it look effortless, but it's not. It's a lot of work. And and you know, the night is not over. I'm just like the performance part of it is over, and you can continue to have food and drinks, and then as soon as Brandon is ready, it could be like immediately. I don't know. What's this? Oh, it's my brother.
I'm Jody. I'm not a poet. I'm not a performer. And I'm definitely not a singer. I was going to come up and have everybody sing happy birthday because I said, I drove all the way out here from California. We're not going to say happy birthday. Thank you, Zenobia, for doing that. Yeah, let's do that again. I am the I guess I am the oldest in the gene pool now. I guess so. So Josh, come on up. My younger brother. Take a picture because I am scared as hell. This is the last time. No, I'm not going to come up again. So just take a picture. Mama, take a picture of me.
Hello, everybody. I'd just like to say, what a great group of friends. I mean, I'd be so blessed in my life to have people like you doing what you're doing for my sister. Is amazing. And I'm not a performer or anything else, but I do have a poem. It's a simpleton poem, and it rhymes, but here it comes. Strolling through the life we live, hoping to find those that give. Giving has a sense of connection. Selfishness, trying for perfection. Start your day with love in your soul. Let the spirit of good take control. Don't bow down to the hate around. Happiness, forgiveness, love on solid ground. That's from the old Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mary.
You're on video.
These two guys are my full brothers. We have the same parents, okay? But I have to say that we didn't grow up together, and we have gotten close as adults, and it's just been such a blessing to me. Like, they both came in this week with their beautiful wives who've been with them since high school. How amazing is that? And my niece Sherry and her boyfriend came in from Livermore, California, and you know, I've been very depressed. Asia can tell you, I was depressed on Christmas Day, and I was depressed because, you know, I've had a lot of losses this year. And these guys, like all four of them, and Sherry and her boyfriend, they have been spoiling the heck out of me. They are like, you know, just like taking care of me. They won't let me pay for anything. They take me all over the place. Come on, let's go see Star Wars in 3D. And, you know, it's like things I would never do. And they're just like taking me all over the place. And all the love that I'm feeling from them is just beautiful. It's beautiful. And I'm not depressed anymore. So, yeah. Thank you so much. These guys, like, they're just in my heart so deep. And thank you, Jody, for coming up and doing that. I appreciate it. All right. So now, what? You've got something? Huh? Oh, cut the cake. Oh, okay. We'll cut the cake and then we'll dance. All right.
Mary Oishi's 60th birthday party at the Outpost Performance Space in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Saturday night, the 2nd of January.